Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Heroes Graveyard. Got a new cast today. Joined with us is Kavase the Wizard and Omari the Paladin. They were brought on by Neil, so why don't you talk us through them, Neil?
These are two players that I've run in my other campaigns. Jeff is a former player who died to being sat on by a crab. And Nick is a contemporary player. They will be joining us today, completing our Commonwealth cast.
Who's Nick and who's Jeff? I don't have them as Nick and Jeff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nick is the one shrouded in mystery and darkness.
Right.
Jeff is the happy-looking one. So those are our new players today. Do we want to walk around the table and introduce everyone or reintroduce everyone to our characters?
Well, we'll probably introduce the characters when they meet up. Just a quick few lines about the two newcomers, I guess. Tell us about yourself, Jeff.
Yeah, so I'm Trail on the Koibu channels. So I played Age of Strife a couple of times through and we had a great deal of fun in killing us horribly each time. I still remember the scene where we went into the forest and then you just kept on increasing the volume up until we couldn't even think it was so loud. That was a great scene. I'm from Australia and that's pretty much all my internet presence is just playing Age of Strife a couple of years ago. So, yeah.
Wonderful.
So thanks for the call up there.
My pleasure. Thank you for responding so last minute. Nick, you want to tell us about yourself?
Yeah, I'm British. I'm just a normal guy. I'm not really like a streamer or anything like that, but I have been on Neil's channel now for over a year, right? So we started off on Hardcore Heroes. I played Malachi, yet to be killed. Level 9. Press for that. And then and now I'm William Marshall on Frozen Frontier, which is every week, every Saturday. But aside from that, yeah, I mean, I'm not like you won't know me or anything like that unless you watch Neil's channel, but just a normal guy.
Regular, everyday Joe.
That's it.
All right.
Cool. And what's going on, Kelly?
I'm good. I'm still alive. We'll see how long that lasts, I guess. Otherwise, yeah, I'm one of the 3 British people here, which is quite funny. So, yeah, that's kind of cool, right?
We're taking over.
Okay, and Will, what's anything going on over there?
I just murdered 2 player characters in the Tomb of Annihilation, so I'm ready. I'm feeling good.
Props.
Getting in the spirit for Heroes Graveyard.
How did they die?
One of them was powered killed by Asarak, and the other one entered into a sphere of annihilation.
Ooh.
That's wonderful. Did he just waltz into it?
Well, I had a few traps ready that they walked into, so I was pretty happy with how they worked out. But yeah, otherwise I'll be playing Grindlebrue, the poet, who's lost his greatest friend in life, Volder, the bugbear. So he's now even lonelier than he was before because he's recently been divorced. Now he has absolutely no one other than Tilly, I guess.
And Guy, hello.
And Guy, you're right, Guy. We can forget about Guy. I think it's like I have a mental wall up about Guy, and then I come back here, and the memories come back. Yeah. Can't wait. I can't wait for today's show.
Right. Well, you failed the last mission. There's no more ships coming into the island here, so you're gonna have to find some new guys. I wonder how you're gonna do that. Let's find out.
Well, you guys are back in ruin. You've had a few days, maybe a week to recover and, think about what you've done, think about the people you've lost. And, there's that message board in town and you're running low on money and, what are you guys going to do?
I guess we best look at that notice board, Tilly, and see if there's anything else that can tear us apart from our friends or anyone we care about.
Well,
that mountain
brave people to recover the body of an ancient king.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
When you get there, it's just the 2 of you and these other 2 folks, and it's just the 4 of you in the center of town. You're actually looking around, and this place is getting kind of quiet. The town's not nearly as busy as it was a couple weeks ago. Things are looking kind of grim, and this is like this red-robed wizard and this guy carrying around this giant two-handed sword, and they're also looking at the message board and kind of like talking with themselves, and you're over there talking to yourselves.
We don't make the first move, Tilly. We let them come to us. Well, I strike a pose. And
Yeah, let's just not mention. Whoa, sorry, I'm just playing around with the sounds on my computer. Let's not mention what happened to our previous friends.
No.
So,
Might put them off a little bit.
are you two both the dwarves, or is
They're the dwarves.
you two are the dwarves? Okay, so I think if I catch you looking at me, I'll just give you a dirty look and sort of like grimace down at you and go back to looking at the message board.
I think he likes me.
You sure you can see the writing from down there?
Wow.
I could do with a hand up, actually.
I'm not sure even I'm strong enough to lift you up, mate.
Oh, he's got jokes to him. Oh, words hurt so much, Tilly. Oh my
So
God.
if your height is an issue, then I can always perhaps levitate you up to a better vantage point.
You could do that.
Of course, I am Dethetraiel, the diviner.
Who is it?
Pleased to meet you. My name is Grindelbrew, and this here is my companion, Tilly.
Hello, nice to meet you guys.
Well met to the both of you.
Don't worry about the last guys we were with. If you've heard anything about us, they died in a tragic,
It's all untrue.
a tragic riverboat accident went awry.
I'm sure the rivers are a dangerous place to travel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's all sorts there, like seaweed on the river bank and a lot of water as well. So, what are you guys thinking of doing? We're thinking of going to find this king's body.
Sounds mundane, but looks like it would pay well.
Right. Right. No, I'm up for mundane. You know, the last task we were doing, we thought was pretty mundane as well. and that was just a riverboat trip. So,
Well, yes, I would imagine that traveling on a riverboat would be a mundane task.
that was until it took a turn for the horrific. So we could just go and find this, hang out together, become best friends and spend the rest of our lives together, as friends.
I don't know how you dwarves do it, but perhaps we'll just start with perhaps going to the tavern and getting to know each other.
Yeah,
I
that's a
believe that
bit
is
forward.
normal custom.
We could do that. We could do that, couldn't we, Tilly?
Yeah, we can do that. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Oh, and the rest of our lives thing. Don't worry, I've got like 2.5 hours left at most. So let's go.
All right, so you want to take on this Magister quest here,
Sure.
seeking brave people to recover the body of an ancient king that has hoped to unravel the mysteries of ruin. Inquire within the Great Hall for details. Lovely.
Are we going to the tavern or are we going straight to the Great Hall?
So I say we get a few drinks in first, get to know each other a wee bit, and then head to the Great Hall, meet with this person.
Well,
Yeah,
there's only
I'd like to get to know you a bit if we're going to put my life in your hands.
Well, that is the question I would have: is can you actually handle your weapons and your acumen?
Can we handle our weapons? Well, here's the thing. Tilly and I are the only two survivors from the tragic riverboat accident of last week. So, yeah, we can handle our
I
weapons.
mean, we're both still alive, so I feel like
Right.
we can't do that better, right?
Yeah, and this time we're actually wearing our armor, so we'll be fine.
What actually happened on this boat?
Mundane, like I say, a lot of seaweed. Lot of
Lots of
seaweed.
angry seaweed.
Angry seaweed, that's right, it can get you.
Oh, your friends just fell in?
Something like that, yeah. That's so this king. Tell me about you guys a wee bit as well. What you guys get up to? Enough about us. You basically heard our entire backstory.
Well, me, I say as I grip the back of my sword on my back and say, I live for war.
Right, that's good. That war is nice, I guess.
It's
Never
the best of things.
Never changes, I've heard, and that's nice, you know. Not like marriage vows or anything like that.
I was waiting how long that would take.
Very
It's
changeable.
it's not quite the same thing as marriage. It's in fact a totally different purpose.
Hey, but love is a battlefield, son.
I hadn't considered that. Maybe you're right.
Right? Trust me, I could go at great length to tell you about my ex-wife, but it would end with me in tears.
Yes, another time perhaps. I think
it
we've
would-
got more.
It would also begin with me in tears as well. And pretty much the whole thing involves me crying. So let's just move on from that. Tilly, tell them about you, maybe.
Yes. Well, I'm really good at killing things, so therefore I think we will be fine.
A warrior.
Kind of have to gloss over the stuff that Grenoble says about his wife, but it's fine. Like I've got really good at like tuning it out, so we'll be good. It'll be great. We'll have a good time. Probably. None of us will die. Maybe, and then we'll get paid. It'll be great.
You know, there is a lot of talk of death amongst you two dwarves. I'm beginning to reconsider the tavern if it would result in
It happens, you know, like death happens.
Right, it's a natural part of life. Don't look at the graveyard on the way in, okay?
I think it's because they drink too much.
Why
Was
would
it?
you mention it?
I'm inclined to agree.
Why would I mention all the dead bodies? Oh, right. Oh, God. Yeah, don't worry. We didn't even bury our friends. It's just a bunch of random guys that we found. So, off to the Great Hall then, I guess. Now we know each other and trust each other implicitly.
I don't think I caught your name, dwarf. What is it? Grindelbog or
Right, yeah, Grindelbog.
Grindelbog? My name is Omari. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I sound like another guy from round here who's known for all of his friends dying. His name is Grindelbrew. He's a real douche nugget. I'm his distant cousin.
Well, I find it difficult to tell dwarves apart anyway, so it's all the same to me.
That's right, we are all the same.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know each other, so yeah, you should trust me on that.
Even your women look the same. It's just a joke.
So as newly minted best friends, the four of you make your way to the Great Hall in town.
Best friends.
Yes, absolutely. You find your way there. The guards, once you tell them what's going on and what your plans are, let you in, and you get to come face to face with the Magister of Ruin, a woman by the name of Cruella.
Cruella.
Yes. She stands maybe like 4'10", like bouncy red curls that come down to about here. Sweet little innocent smile, like a white floral dress with heavy, like iron-toed boots. And she's currently sitting at a chair behind a little desk, jotting down some notes when the guards open the door and usher the three of you into her room. Side note, they've borrowed your weapons, so you can't murder her right now. You'll get them back when you leave, standard procedure.
Okay.
So,
hello there. Greetings, Miss Cruella.
why, hello there.
Okay, that was not the noise I was expecting. This is me and my companions here. We are best friends. I got us all friendship bracelets on the way here.
Isn't that just adorable? You guys are just the cutest bunch of adventurers to come our way. Are you here about the king's body thing or about the hobgoblin thing? Either way, we could really use someone to deal with both of them. They have different forms of pay and different forms of management. What are you here for, sweetie?
Oh,
Definitely not goblins. No.
no, not goblins. We're thinking about the king's body.
Oh yes, the king's
I mean,
body.
I'm not just thinking about his body. That sounded weird. No, I was thinking about going to find the king's body.
Oh, that makes much more sense. I was going to ask, how the hell would you know what he looks like if you haven't rescued his body yet? And then I was like, well, maybe you're a diviner and you've been able to find the body and look at it. And so you've been thinking about it. But then I was going to ask all these questions about what you think about the body and how you found it and what it looks like, because we want to know that sort of thing too, which is why we're actually sending you out to get the body.
No. No,
Oh.
I didn't. No.
Well, our records have found that it's located in the base of the mountains, very near to here, very near, a couple days away. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. The way is not too dangerous. Our last group of people that found there, the only 3 of them came back, but they killed everyone else on the way there, so it should be totally fine. You shouldn't have any problems getting there. It's in a giant tomb underground. There were some bodies on the inside, so our people didn't go in very far, but there's probably traps and monsters and horrible things and dreadful deaths, but there's also probably a lot of money and gold and wealth. I don't really know. We're just in it for the body, so we're just assuming that you can take whatever you find in the treasure in the tomb thingy in exchange for bringing the body back. And since we know what you look like and there's so few people in town, if you betray us and just take the treasure and not bring the body back, then we'll just hunt you down and kill you and hang you from the rafters. Is that okay?
That's very reassuring.
They're great.
A reasonable offer.
Yep. Me and Tilly, we don't ever do fleeing, so that works out well for us. We've never fled anything.
Oh, splendid, dearie.
Oh,
So splendid. Were you going to say something
We're
there?
gonna be on a mountain. That sounds good. I like mountains. There's no boats in mountains.
Oh, how wonderful.
So, how do we get to the mountain?
You take a walk. Or you could ride some horses, or if you have a flying spell, I suppose you could do that, or maybe if you've got a griffin or a dragon or any sort of, you could maybe ride on a horse. If you have a blimp or a dirigible of some sort, you could fly over there too. There's really a lot of ways to get there, but maybe I should just show you where it is, and then you can figure out how you want to get there yourself. That might make the most sense rather than me trying to dictate to you how to get from point A to point B.
Yes,
That sounds
directions. Good.
good.
You're a very quiet group of people. Are you sure you're best friends?
It's all relative.
There's a lot of things that go unsaid.
We are simply amazed by your sweet disposition.
Oh, bless your heart. You know, my father said there are many things that should go unsaid in life. He was actually quite fond of saying that all the time, and I don't really know why, since I guess he was one of the sorts of people that didn't talk very much. He died very young, very tragic.
Was he married?
Well, of course, he was married to my mother. Actually, double suicide. Odd.
There
Wow.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Very old.
On my 6th birthday, too. Tragic incident. Anyway,
Have you ever thought that might have been, something to do with you?
You know, for a long time, I did blame myself about their death. I thought, it was my 6th birthday. I was really wanting a certain present, and they didn't get it for me. And so I kept pestering them about it for a little while. And eventually, they said that they were going to go and get it. And then people found their bodies hanging from a bridge a little bit later. And to be honest, when I first heard the news, I thought it was our mean neighbor next door with the shovel. He was always shoveling the snow. And I thought he was super weird and creepy because he was so tall with the deep set eyes. And I thought he was the one that hanged them. But the the constables told me that definitely wasn't it, because he happened to be in jail that hour during he got a little bit of a bender there when he was drinking a lot.
Perhaps the map.
Yeah. No
Oh,
worries.
right, the map, of course. Oh, I'm so sorry. I get carried away a few times every now and then. She unravels a map and points to a spot in silence on it.
Can we take them up?
Please.
Thank you very much. Well, I turn around to the group and sort of wide-eyed, shake my head a little bit, and we'll be returning with the body and give a bow and go to walk out the door.
Please do. I would hope. I don't want to have to hang you from the rafters like my parents were hanging. I actually think that's the reason I like hanging people, is because that's how my parents got. I've never put those two together. Here, let me walk you out. There's so much to say.
No,
It's fine.
It's
Totally
fine,
fine.
actually. No, you just, you should have a long, hard think about all the deep psychological issues you've had, and we'll just go out the door and leave you to that. Just have a wee old think. Old lady Lucky.
Well, I think
Okay.
he's saying is, you look very, very busy. We would not want to take up any more of your time.
Oh, darling, I am so very busy. There's so much work to do and so few people to do it. That's
In
why
that
we've
case,
hired people just
we
like you.
Love to leave it to you and allow you to get on with that. Thank you very much.
Toodles.
I wait for them as I get them the first out, and I'll wait for them to catch up and then say, wow, I've not met her before. She is something else.
The guards start handing back your weapons, nodding very slowly and understanding.
Clutch
Thank
something. She killed that king. I swear. She is the murderer. Oh, man.
She speaks so much, I do not think that she could ever have an independent thought in her head.
I bet she's not allowed within a mile of any puppies. Oof.
She doesn't have any time to think. The amount she speaks. That's it's not a good way to be.
Yes, that was the implication of what I was. Never mind.
Steady down, wizard. All right, I don't need your wisdom.
It's okay, guys. We're all best friends here.
Are we, though?
Is that rhetorical? Because the answer is yes, I think.
Yes, I think it is.
Bracelets now, so it's confirmed. So we got this place on the map. Should we take a look at it?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'll roll it out.
All right. So Ruin is situated on the edge of this lake, which is at the, I guess it's not at the end of the river because the river ends to the north in the ocean. And there's kind of like a big U shape of mountains that goes all the way around Ruin. It's kind of like open plainsland between the town and the mountains. Where you're headed is to the north side, to the east. It looks like it's maybe a 2-day walk. You could probably cut one of those days out if you hired a boatman to like take you across the lake. Or you could walk.
I get the feeling that you two aren't too keen on boats.
I'm not a big boat kind of guy, you know.
You know, I would imagine that would be because you dwarves are not really built for swimming.
Yes, exactly.
That's definitely part of it, yeah.
That's
They would-
definitely at least 10% of the whole thing, yeah.
Heavy armor, I'm not taking off again. I will not give up my armor again.
No, Tilly and I have no experience swimming, so we wouldn't know, but I don't think we'd like it. So, because it's a racial thing, you know, we can't do that. So we're going to have to just go up some other way, I think.
Don't you struggle with walking as well, though?
You know, we're very dangerous over short distances.
I suppose. This armor slows me down anyway, so we'll be all right.
Great.
So I want to take a moment to inspect the wizard. What do you look like?
I'd say probably just under 30. Pretty well cultured. You know, red robes, average height, average build. I'd say it'd probably be the what you see as such.
Okay, I think you find that Omari is quite suspicious of you. But maybe you're used to that.
I don't think I really care about how other people think of me.
All right, fair enough.
Alrighty then. The party sets off towards the east. It is a 2-day journey, so let's see if anything happens on the way. No. After 2 joyful days, I'm presuming they're joyful because you guys seem to be getting along really, really well. You arrive at the foot of the mountain. And there is a very clearly broken passage between some bushes and trees where things have been hacked apart that leads through a bit of wood along the base of the mountain.
The woman in charge was right. There's not a single encounter on the roads. This is making me nervous. I didn't feel good sitting around with my sword sheathed for so long.
Right. What? Oh, right,
Do
yeah.
you feel bad because you haven't had anything trying to kill you?
Yes.
I see.
I told you I live for war.
You
Right.
are aware that you are currently with the
We'll
diviner.
find something. It will find us more accurately.
Look, I'm not coming here to listen to you criticize me. Let's just get the job done. I walk off into the crack between the woods.
He's intense, isn't he? Wow.
Yes, it's very charismatic.
Yes, I think he was telling the truth when he said that without his sword out, he is unable to control himself.
Hey, you can't keep it in his pants kind of guy.
Yes, I guess you could say it like that.
Right. Okay, well, I guess we should follow him in case he's dead.
Yes, we
give
must
it a
stick
minute.
together.
Maybe give it a couple of seconds or so. Let him cool off a wee bit, and then I head on in.
Now, just to break in, I have to roll my 2 important rolls.
Oh, yes. You are a specialist diviner. So, for those of you that don't know what that means, at the beginning of every day, he gets to roll 2d20. And at any point during the day, you can replace any d20 roll with the one that you've made, right?
Oh, well, that
Is
is
it
cool.
any of yours or is it any d20 roll?
Any D20 roll.
All right.
Sure.
So you get an 11 and a 6. So for this day, at any time, you can replace any roll with an 11 and any roll with a 6, each only once.
Does that include GM rolls?
Yes.
Wow, that is cool.
So the cleared section in the trail that goes through the woods leads to an ancient tomb. There looks like there was once a large boulder blocking the front of it, but it's been chipped and cracked, and now it's broken into 2 different pieces. Inside, it's dark. The only light comes, from the outside, from the sun. So someone is going to need a light for the humans to see by.
I will cast light. I'll cast light on the end of my quarterstaff.
Wonderful.
As it gets darker.
And the light spell gives what, 40 feet? 20 regular, 20 dim?
Yeah, 20.
Perfect. Okay. Well, here you are at the entrance to this ancient tomb.
Looks nice in here. You know, decor-wise, classy tomb.
Vintage.
Kind of place a guy could die in.
I look around at the floor, Neil. Does it look like there's any monsters that have been around here? You know, like this footfall, or does it look dead?
The floor inside is stone. There's a little bit of dirt and rock that has been kicked over it, but there's no impressions that have been left in it.
Looks rather empty. She said something about traps. Any of you know anything about that?
Well, we know about as much as you do, my friend. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a cleric, you know. Don't really go in for that whole trap thing. And the rogue, he fell in the river and drowned tragically.
Typical.
Said about
Typical
that.
rogues, you know, they're always doing that.
Well, then it would seem to make sense then for perhaps our esteemed paladin who wants to get his sword out to lead the way.
I will lead the way, but just keep an open eye because there could be anything around here. I'm not knowing detect traps, Neil, but I will walk as cautiously as I can down this corridor.
Sure. This is 5th edition, so you don't need a specialist to detect traps. Everyone has some chance. Rogues probably have a better chance, but anyone can go ahead and do it. So if you're going to be the point man, would you make me a perception check?
Okay, wisdom. All right.
What did you roll here? 12. Okay, I'll just keep that in mind, and if there's any traps that, you pass that you can see with that, I'll let you know.
Yep, as a note, if your passive perception were higher, then we would take that, but I don't think it is.
It's not, no, it's only 10. All right, so I will. I draw my sword and walk cautiously down the corridor, scanning the floor for raised stones or tripwires, things like that.
Okay, let me just cue our appropriate music as you step on in and out of the woods. Can you all see?
Yes.
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 All right.
Yeah.
So we are not currently in combat, so you can feel free to move yourselves around. If something should arise where it matters where you are, I'll ask you all to stop, so that way we can do this. But in the meantime, feel free to move in real time.
Neil, I can see a pink square on the map. I'm not sure if I'm meant to be able to see that.
Oh, probably not.
Ignore that pink glowing.
Ignore the pink squares. They mean
pink glowing.
nothing.
Phil, consider it ignored. Do I see anything here?
No, it's all fine.
All right.
Before you, though, is a large statue with a glowing scepter in one hand and a shield in the other.
Does it look like the king?
You don't know what the king looks like.
Okay, it's not a famous king.
Does he look kingly?
Yeah, has he got a crown?
It's actually a female figure.
Ooh, queenly, maybe.
I don't
might
think
be
this is the
queen.
king.
Grindel, were you hanging down by the entrance, just chilling?
I'll come with the lads.
All right, just
I
whatever.
was just hanging for a wee bit, just tactically, in case there was any boat accidents.
Is there like a plaque or something on the statue?
No.
So can I investigate the statue, Neil?
Yes, please make me an investigation check. What are the rest of you doing while Omari is investigating the statue?
I'm just walking over here. It's a dead end.
Is the statue just made of stone, or is that
Yes.
green glowing thing actually green glowing?
The green glowing thing is actually green glowing. Now, Tilly, when you're walking over here, it kind of looks like it goes forward and then it just kind of turns into this like hazy, almost solid, semi-squishy space in front of you, and you're unable to proceed forward in that left and forward passage that you were going.
Mm-hmm. Weird.
And in fact, as Omari is investigating this, and as you are kind of poking these things around, there's a gust of wind, or more, it's like a suction of wind pulling you guys deeper in. Can I get athletics checks from everybody in the party?
Okay.
I don't know if I'm built for athletics as such.
You are probably not. Omari, you can brace yourself against the stone, hold yourself solid. Tilly and Cavias, how do you pronounce your name?
Cabeus.
Cavias, you guys get sucked forward a few
Neil.
feet.
Can I make a reaction to try and grab him?
Yes.
Cavias.
Give me another athletics check to see if you can reach out to Cavias.
18.
Ooh, success. You grab hold of him and keep him stuck at the statue next to you. Meanwhile, Tilly gets pulled against this like soft, squishy air.
Everything okay up there, guys?
This is
That
not
air
very
pretty
fun.
Squishy.
Squishy air.
What was that?
Ugh.
Amari, thank you.
Yeah, well, don't expect it any other times. I walk off and is the sucking stop, Neil?
Yes, it has stopped. But while it is stopped, the air in these regions becomes thicker and mistier and opaque. If I can show you this, there we go. And you notice that the way back is blocked off by the same sort of thick, juicy, chewy air. And while this happens, the statue begins to turn slightly, its head moving around, looking at each of you. And it begins to speak. It says, "Together they make the world whole. Bones, breath, blood, and soul. For your life to be your own, place these upon my throne." And it then repeats it, and repeats it, and repeats it. I placed it in chat for you,
Ah, thanks.
so you can hear it. And the statue just kind of keeps saying it softly.
It must be friendship. Four best friends.
Bones, breath, blood, and soul. It wants a dead body, I guess.
Yeah, it does seem like that.
Is there a throne on the statue?
No, there's not really there's no throne on the statue.
I don't want to stay in the squishy air. It sounds gross.
This is, I think, a trap we have uncovered. Can I make an arcana check or something to see if it is magical, the source of it?
Please, yes. You know what? You do get the distinct feeling that it is a magical trap, which is backed up by a moment later, 2 bolts of lightning splash down from the ceiling, striking those 2 squares.
Yes, this is definitely magical.
What's going on, wizard?
I cannot tell. Well, I can say it is of magical source, but I do not know what.
I'm not going to
mechanics
stand
of it.
near that anymore. Holy moly.
Neil, like over here, is there a wall? Or is...
That air just where that pinkish boxes. The air gets really thick and gummy, and it's difficult to move through.
Difficult or impossible?
Well, why don't you try it and find out what happens?
I will slice at it with my greatsword.
Okay, give me a roll to hit.
18.
Your sword cuts through the air slowly, as if it were cutting through flesh.
Is it cut apart, or does it just return to how it was before?
I mean, you don't even see it's air. You can't see it. But while you're doing this, 2 more bolts of lightning fall from the ceiling.
Okay, maybe don't try that again. I back away. Well, blood, breath, blood and soul. It sounds like it wants someone dead. And I don't see anyone else in here. I turn to the other 3.
I think we should use that as the last resort, but I certainly do think that we do need to solve this puzzle and...
We could go get that Cruella girl, you know, she was crazy.
Yeah, well, I don't think we can even get back out. If you haven't noticed, the way back is the same as the way forward.
Right. You know, spitballing here.
It's not really a time for jokes, is it?
Right, okay. I'll just be over here.
The bolts continue to rain from the ceiling intermittently.
This statue's glowing, wizard. What do you make of that? That doesn't seem normal.
No, it certainly does not. Does it just look like a continuous light spell?
It's something similar to that, yeah. It's giving off this greenish glow, and it doesn't seem to be doing anything else other than that right now.
This is just a modification of a continuous light spell.
Well, I've investigated the statue, and there's nothing that seems out of order to me, but maybe a more knowledgeable eye.
Well, you know, if someone did want to place themselves upon the throne, you know, I could heal you in case something bad happens. You know, I can spell a dying so you make sure you don't actually die.
There's no like way to interact with the throne, is there, Neil? There's no seat or altar.
I mean, the sky's the limit, man. Like, how do you want to interact with it?
But it's just a statue of a person, what I mean. There's no, like, obvious...
Yeah, there's no, like, levers or gadgets or widgets or pulleys or anything. And yet, as time goes on, and as you keep doing nothing, more bolts of lightning rain down from the sky.
I will attempt to sit on the throne.
Okay. You are sitting upon it. It's a little awkward, but it seems to be somewhat comfortable, I guess. You know, it's nice and flat.
I think it needs blood. I pull out a dagger and say, like, give me your hand.
I believe that as a paladin, you should sacrifice your own blood for the cause.
Fine, get off the seat.
I get off and take a couple of steps away from this crazy guy.
So I take out my dagger and cut the palm of my hand and smear my blood on the seat. Breathe on it. And then
These
sit
guys
on
are
it.
crazy, Tilly. These guys are crazy.
You smear your blood on the... You said you smear your blood and breathe on it?
Yeah, breathe on it, yeah.
Yeah. You smear your blood across it, which doesn't seem to have too much effect. But when you breathe on it, the statue turns a quarter movement.
Well, whatever you did, do it again.
Okay, I breathe on it again.
No effect.
Maybe needs some more blood.
Well, it looks like the breath worked, but the blood didn't.
Well, maybe the blood and the breath together, you know.
Maybe.
Well, we have deeper
Maybe
issues.
he doesn't have a soul.
Soul,
Wow,
bone.
that's savage, Tilly, but okay. He might have a soul, I don't know. He's a paladin, I guess you should have one. But maybe, okay. And I go and I go up there and I'll cut my wrist, pour some blood, have a good old blow on it. No.
No effect.
Okay. So not that. So yeah, you probably don't have a soul. That's probably. And neither do I apparently. So it's screwed.
Neil, now that the statue's turned it won't like move in a new direction or something, will it?
No, but lightning bolts fall down, and this time one of them hits Grindelbrew, the Grouch.
Oh!
I need you to make me a dexterity save, Grindelbrew.
Oh, I could try that. I could try doing that. Dex saving throw. There you go. What's the one I'm bad at? 8.
Oh god. The monster, the trap deals 2d10.
Ouch.
Oh, wee.
Ah, I guess I'll roll that one. Is that my
I was
cue?
gonna have you roll.
Okay.
I was gonna have you roll it.
All right.
And you hear the statue repeat again. Together they make the world whole. Bones, breath, blood, and soul. For your life to be your own, place these upon my throne. All right, guys, you need to start thinking critically here because eventually you're all gonna die to lightning bolts if you don't figure it out.
Well, puzzle's on my strong point.
I mean, sitting on it does nothing right, Neil.
Yep, correct.
Yep.
Bleeding on it had no effect.
Didn't seem to have an effect, but breathing on it did, definitely.
So where do we get bones, blood, and soul?
Well, Bones is sitting on it, maybe, because you got your ass on it. And then Soul, maybe a prayer. You know, we hold him in here.
Perhaps.
I have to try
That's
that.
what my soul is connected to me. You know.
Well, why don't you say a prayer?
Okay, I will say grace. Unless you got any idea, Tilly.
Well, what I do have in my backpack is rations, and it doesn't specify human bones and such. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's true, actually. You know,
You got
all
any-
of your problems are solved by rations, Tilly. You should just buy all of them.
That's what it is.
So I tell you what, I'll bless the food.
Okay.
I'll do it together, you know, like soul of the food and the bones. Yeah. All right.
So I want to be specific when you're talking about these things. You know, I don't want to be. Yeah, if you say I place rations on the table, I want us to make sure we know what's going on with the same sort of thing. So you can tell me whatever your rations are. It doesn't matter to me, but I want to be specific when we talk about what you're doing.
It was chicken. That's what I said. So.
Place the chicken on the throne, and I will bless the chicken with a prayer.
Maybe clean one of the bones rather than just put a chicken drumstick on there.
All right, fine. And I say, praise be to this chicken who lived a great life and then died, so that it might be placed upon this altar for us.
It's a
Two
beautiful
more
prayer.
bolts of lightning strike down. Might be coincidence, might be that the statue's angry, but it doesn't seem to respond to the chicken.
Didn't like the chicken very much. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Maybe you got any turkey in it? No.
I thought it was pretty good chicken.
No,
It's
is
free
it
reign.
Is it possible I've read some philosophy or something like that which might link these concepts together?
Ah.
Since
Maybe.
my wizard is far more intelligent than me.
Sure. What check would you feel is appropriate for that?
I'd say a straight intelligence check, or maybe a history as such.
Sure. Why don't you give us a history check? That sounds fun. Ooh. I will PM you a clue.
Ooh, secret messages.
Ooh.
So, Neil, I want to look around. Is anyone missing a finger or like half a finger or anything like that in the group?
Not yet, but you can make that happen.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, right? You know, if someone can afford to lose a finger, maybe that might get the door to open. Any volunteers?
Sounds like yourself was volunteering for that with your idea, Brain.
I kind of need my fingers.
Same.
I'm quite partial to them as well, you know. But fine, I'll try it. I've got nothing else to live for.
Two more bolts of lightning rain down from the sky. I PM'd you in Zoom. Jeff.
Yeah, I just got it.
Cool.
Well, I think my recollection owns the world makes the world whole. That earth or rock, mountains, you doors would know this better than I, but perhaps with the breath and earth, maybe we could put some water.
It's worth a try.
Elemental type things. Maybe this is more of an elemental problem.
Hey, yeah, like a real soup, some water and some blood and some chicken and just like a broth.
Right.
Maybe you want some soup. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't think that's what he meant.
You've got it, Grindelbrew. Gain an inspiration.
Is there any is there some loose earth or rock in this
Yeah,
room?
there's definitely like dust and rocks all over the place. It's all cracked up and ruined.
They make the world whole. So that's it. Elements. Soup.
All right,
makes the
try
world- I toss some
Elements?
water onto it as well, and there's some blood, and there's
You
some...
pour your water skin on it, and the statue rotates 90 degrees.
He's cracked
Okay.
it. He's only gone and cracked it.
Then I'll take the clump of earth and also put that on.
It turns again.
So what's the last element? Fire.
Fire.
Right. Sacred flame. It's always the answer. And I cast my sacred flame.
All right, you cast Sacred Flame. The statue finishes spinning around, and the light on it begins to dim slightly. The haze lifts, and you guys have completed it. Oh my
Nice.
god, if I can
Well
delete
done.
these damn things. There we go.
Challenge unlocked. Did it.
We came together very well in that task.
That's right. That's what best friends do. Not best friends. God.
Yes.
Good ideas, wizard.
Chicken was on my mind. Hey. Well, keep that chicken handy, Tilly. It seems to solve all of our problems. Who would know? Soup is the answer.
So, any preferences on which direction?
Forward.
Always go
Where Tilly
Yes.
suggests. Let's go
forward.
forward.
Always go where Tilly says.
All right, have my back.
She's friends with Never mind.
So I cautiously proceed down the corridor again. Shall I roll another perception?
If you'd like to roll another perception check. But you know
Yes.
what? This is a perfect ending point because it's exactly 1 hour in and you guys have just completed a puzzle. So why don't we take our break, and when we come back, we'll let you die to the trap in front of you.
All right. No, I'm not sure.
You could investigate a little to the left and right without going too far, but I'm sure there's pretty nasty things on both sides, so it's up to you guys.
Are you sure, Tilly? This is the way we're going.
My thinking is if you were burying a king, you'd bury him right up there. You wouldn't bury him on the side, like the side places where you might bury your wife or something, or your kids, or
This whole place is probably full of kings.
your dog or something like that,
How do we know what king we're looking for?
I guess there's probably one king down here, I don't know.
I would assume that to be true. I think your logic and reasoning is valid.
All right.
Thank you. I'm gonna
I shall.
try and give myself a quick healing word before I go, if that's okay, because lightning hurts a great deal.
Cast your spell, cleric.
Or
Thank you, and I get an extra 2 or
In the
3 on
meantime-
that.
Very nice.
Free.
In the meantime, do you see what is ahead?
Yeah.
Yes.
Omari, where you're standing, there's a plaque on the wall. It looks like it has writing in many, many different languages.
I look over it. Are any of them common?
Yes.
What does it say?
It says, "The gods favor those who keep an eye on each element of rule. To think this is straightforward would make you a fool."
So I
Element.
read.
I will
You are-
post it in chat for you guys as well.
You want to come and take a look at this, wizard?
Yes.
That's why I always keep an eye on each other. To think this straightforward would make you a fool.
Can we
This
see
is
these
very-
symbols on the floor?
This is very complex.
Yeah, definitely. You better be able to see those symbols on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So maybe we need to keep our feet on each one of the different symbols as we move. Although there's
And-
5.
Say, if this was straightforward, it would make you a fool. So,
Great point, Tilly. This is definitely
who
very
wants to try
complex, yes.
first?
Oh, special background history. This puzzle is inspired by Tomb of Annihilation, so blame them if you die.
Yes.
I blame you, Chris. All right. Well, let's figure this one out. The gods
Oh.
favor those who keep an eye on each element of rule. What does rule mean?
Well,
Like
sorry.
kingdom ruling,
Some of these are definitely crowns.
right? Each element of rule. So they got Looks like the white dove of peace, maybe. As when you give your ally, you know, the olive branch, that kind of thing. Then you got your mace, which you use to attack your bad guys.
Are you sure that's a dove? Kind of looks like a dragon to me.
Kind of does look like a dragon, doesn't it? Now you mention that. That looks
Pretty
Of
different
course.
things.
Well, you know, you do get white dove dragons, I hear.
Let me know when you fellows have worked through your ramifications, and then I will tell you the answer.
Well, if you know the answer, wizard, then please go ahead. We haven't got all day.
No,
yeah.
please. Converse is the beginnings of intelligence.
You don't need to be so smart. I'll step forward and do what you came here for.
Well,
I push you ahead of me towards the thing.
oof. Why? There are 8 rows. There are 8 symbols. There is the gods favor those who keep an eye on each element. So, therefore, it seems logical that we must find a path, which would mean that we only step on one of the icons at a time, or in a sequence.
So we do like a history or perception check to know exactly what all of these symbols are, because we don't know what all of them are.
Sure, with enough time sitting here, you can take a look at them. This is a hammer. And then to the left of it is definitely some sort of dove or dragon, whatever.
Dove dragon, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's a hybrid.
A doven.
Yeah. Beside that is a crown, and beside that is a shield. Up here is a sword. This is a compass rose. This is a bow, and this is a spear.
Okay, so what were you saying, Caveus, about these?
What I'm thinking is if you think this is straightforward, what if it means that literally, like you've got to go backwards at one point or sideways, you know?
Maybe you've got to move from left to right rather than just go straight
Yeah.
to solve it.
Ooh,
When do you turn left and when do you turn right?
right.
No, left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
you're the
think-
clever one, wizard. You know, I'm just here critically thinking. Doing your job for you.
Well,
I
my
did the soup back there, mate. You know, it's your one.
my thinking would be that we find the path wherein we only have to step on each icon once.
Okay. So how would we do that? Let's. Can I draw on the map, Neil?
Please.
So like that. Crown, hammer, bow, compass, sword,
Ooh,
spear.
no. If you do it that way, then you would have stepped on. There is 8 rows, and there are 8 emblems or symbols. So therefore, we need to be progressing forward at each step.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so this has got the one on the right's got 2 swords. The one on the next has got 2 shields. The next one's got 2 crowns, and the one after that's got 2 compasses. So
Can we walk in a diagonal?
You can do whatever you want. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So everyone try and draw their own thing.
Ooh.
I'm not sure which symbols are like an element of rule. Like, I don't know. Stuff from the crown, I guess, is an obvious one.
So that looks like it works.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah,
Well, sure.
yeah, me too. Yeah, that was the one I was gonna see. Yeah.
It's your idea. Was this one you try it out?
I believe that my role in this endeavor is done. It is now time for those are more constitution to take over.
Well, I put myself at harm's way enough today already. Why didn't one of the dwarves go?
I did. I did that very dangerous soup.
I have no idea.
It is true that the dwarves do have they're lower to the ground and shorter legs, therefore it should allow them to step more precisely.
I agree.
Where do you find these people?
I quite honestly, Tilly, I think they found us. But it sounds like you're signing yourself up there, lass. So, you know, maybe
I
give
have
it
no
a
idea what I'm doing.
good old dwarvish go. Oh, it's really quite complex, as the puzzle says. So, leave it up to these wizened minds like my own to
Well,
figure this out.
they can say what they like. I'm gonna walk back and then walk into one of the other corridors and screw this puzzle. I hate puzzles.
Tilly, that's not the right. Oh,
Maybe we stay together, Tilly.
What a cowardly dwarf.
Wait, what is down? There is nothing down here.
my logic is precise. I do not see.
Well,
why
give it
there's-
a go then, mate, and then she'll come, You can't let us go first.
Grindlebrew, she brings shame upon your entire race. Are you going to let her do that, or are you going to try and redeem yourselves?
No,
A
mate,
lot of stairs.
I have brought so much shame. I am shameless at this point. There's so much shame on me.
Maybe that is why you dwarves drink so much.
This is getting nasty now. I say you lads go first.
All right.
And I'm going to fucking...
I'm taking my
Tilly.
route. Screw you guys.
Hold on. All right, so while you guys are having that conversation, Tilly, what were you about to say?
Huh?
You were saying
Oh.
something, but then I couldn't hear you because people were talking over each other.
Oh, I said these people are very dwarfist. I don't like them very much.
Oh, okay. Sorry, continue.
I'm just exploring my own. Can I make, how far can I go before I need to make some kind of a check? Wait.
You can do whatever you just keep cruising,
Have
man.
swapped around and avoided the stupid puzzles.
Maybe. I mean, you're seeing a lot of staircases, a lot of broken columns, a lot of tombs, a lot of sarcophagi or something.
Tilly, maybe you want to,
You
Come
can't
back
even
this
hear her
way.
anymore. You guys are out of speaking range.
Oh, she's gone.
All right.
Well,
Well,
that
you
could be
guys
very
give it a go.
dangerous. I believe we should probably go and see if we can locate where Tilly is.
We're turning around now, are we? Just when I was going to go for it as well. Very well.
We'll wait here for you, first of all.
Well, let's go and get the dwarf, and then I'll do it.
I trust my logic to be correct.
Which way did she go?
I think I saw her go down one of these two. Down here, maybe?
Well, she's your problem. So go and find her and bring her back here.
Jesus.
You are, mate. We have a word for
I
you in
did say I
Dwarvish
was
that I
going to
will not
left
utter.
prior, so you guys can't hear me, but I did say I was going to left if any of you were listening. But none of you were listening then. Good luck
No,
finding
there was the sound of a human talking over me. I'll head down here and see if I can find a Till.
I believe that we're taller than you, so we will always be talking over you.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, real funny, Mr. Worst best friend ever.
There's just something about dwarves, I say to the wizard.
I miss the bugbear.
Oh, God.
You,
I
Tilly,
don't like this paladin at
nice.
all.
She didn't send us to our death. In fact, she went to her death for us.
All right.
Well, there's
You guys
nothing
run
but
into
stairs
each other.
here.
So there are lots of crypts, lots of tombs, lots of little places where people are buried, probably filled with all manner of treasure.
Well, you would think a king would be buried in somewhere more celebrated than this. I think we keep going.
Less pedestrian.
Yeah. Let's split up. It's always a good idea.
I've got this premonition that might be a bad idea. You know, there's this one time me and Tilly were on a boat, and
Let's not talk about that. Remember.
oh, you're inside of me. Get out of me. Oh, everyone's inside of me. No, thank you. There you go. Let's have a look. See around then. Tilly, I'm staying with you. You know.
Nothing but stairs and more stairs.
Oh, stairs.
Some stairs up here.
My worst enemy.
It's all dead ends.
Oh,
This doesn't look like the place.
let's go back. Let's go back to the puzzle because you guys had it all figured out with your clever
I
human
hate
beings.
All right, I'm gonna do it.
Go and prove just how clever you are to us.
Stay close,
Oh, really?
and I'll go back up to the puzzle, Neil. So, I try putting a foot on the shield.
Seems pretty chill.
All right, and then I put my next foot on the hammer.
So far, so good.
All right, and then I keep cautiously following the pink path.
All right. You make your way all the way to the other side with no ill effects.
Thank you.
Was it ever in doubt?
I don't think so.
Yes. No, it was. I had a lot of doubts, actually.
I will follow the.
All right. Yeah, if you follow the same path as well, you make it to the other side.
All right, I'll do the same.
I guess we all do then.
All right.
All right, I guess this would be the time to grant Kavase an inspiration for his brilliant quick thinking.
Thank you.
You're truly a genius amongst men.
Of course.
You continue forward and see before you a large skeletal snake. Have you ever been to like a museum of natural history or something? They've got like a whale or a dinosaur all got up by its bones. It's a similar thing, but with like the snake with a human head and little things coming out of the bottom, like mandibles or something. And it's just sitting there.
Neil, I will use Divine Sense. How do I do this? How we go? Know the location of any undead within 60 feet.
Tell you next to your new location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type of any being whose presence you sense, but it's not its identity. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been... Yeah, there's no undead nearby. It's totally chill.
Alright, well I don't think this thing is undead, so... As scary as it looks, maybe we should just ignore it.
Based off of past precedents, it would be safe to assume that there is yet another trap here.
I'm getting boat vibes again, Tilly.
If you will allow me 10 minutes, perhaps I can detect to see if there are any triggers.
Please.
Or you could just walk up to the station.
No, go ahead.
Take you 10 minutes, I'll have some soup.
What is it with you and soup?
You poured out all of your soup already, man. It's all gone.
Oh, I didn't bring a backup cup.
Oh, God,
Is that not cold by now anyway?
I might go back.
He's got a magic thermos that keeps it warm.
Yeah, that's one.
So yes, I will cast Detect Magic as a ritual, so 10 minutes, and then I will...
You know, I actually have a flask from Guy from last time.
There you go. Is it a flask of soup?
Sure, why not? I'll brew up some more soup if needs be.
Wonderful. You cast Detect Magic, and you notice from each of these pedestals, which I am slowly pinging, emanates an aura of magic. Additionally, the giant skeletal snake thing radiates some magic too. But more interestingly, these pedestals have something coming from them. Those aren't like full-fledged columns. They're like, neck-height pedestals.
The super casual way which that was said makes it even more suspicious.
Or am I just trying to make you suspicious of it because there's nothing there?
Yeah, no. So what type of magic?
Let me take a look at the wording of Detect Magic so I don't accidentally give you all the information when you should just have a little information.
I can post it up if you
Oh, that would be beautiful. You sense you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. You can learn its school of magic, if any, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Whoops. So the green snaky bony thingy has alteration magic coming from it. The 4 pedestals each have something on top of them that radiates abjuration.
So triggers and something nasty.
Very astute observation.
You said that something on top of the pillars, Neil. Can we see that?
Not from where you're standing, coward.
There
There appears to be an emanation of abjuration on each of the top of the 4 pillars. I believe there is some item on each of the 4.
Where would I have to? Sorry.
Be aware of that skull.
Where would I have to go to see on top of the pillar?
I mean, you have to like walk up to the pillar to look at it. You know, it's like yay high, but you're like 15 feet away, scared. So you know, just like.
All right, I will
go look at it.
I will pick up the wizard. If I picked him up, could he then see?
From your distance, yeah. If you picked up the wizard, he could probably get a good view on them.
What? This is Matt. What are you doing?
I'm giving you a better look, and then I'll shove him up.
All right, so you lift him up, and there's a ring sitting on each one of those pedestals.
It appears to be a ring.
What kind of ring?
I used to have one of those.
It's like poor Grindlebrew. You can't make out any details of the ring from 15 feet away. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to go take a look at it by yourself.
Let me down.
Yeah.
I do not believe the magic will be activated by close proximity.
Then take a look.
I will head to this one here and have a squiz.
Sure. There is a red ring sitting on the pedestal. It's some sort of metal that has been painted red or dyed red, or it's an actual red metal or something like that.
Okay.
Right.
I will then have I'll have a look at the second one.
Second one is a white ring.
I'm seeing different colored rings. What about you, Hamari?
Yeah, what's this one?
That one is green.
This one's green. And this one?
Blue.
So green, blue, white, and red.
Meanwhile, the dwarves are just hanging back.
Perhaps
We let them do it. Yeah, hey, just have a cup of soup over here.
Well, if you could put
I
that
don't
down
have
for a
it.
moment.
What's
Yeah,
down
you
here? No.
You got different coloured rings. You want to get that checked out? Yeah. What?
Color green.
Oh.
I guess red, green, and blue are the primary colors, right? And white is the color of all colors. I don't know if color has anything to do with it.
That is a very interesting observation.
Like, wasn't there a clue or something? I don't remember. Was there any? I don't remember. But the last thing was to do with elements. You know, green could be grass, Colonel was really dumb. Like earth, and then blue could be like the deep blue sea in which boats go upon, like
Water.
die on.
Red is fire.
Red could be
Red.
fire
Or blood.
Air
blood.
is air is water at white, right? Air.
And white could be friendship.
You're a little hard to hear, Kelly. Can we turn up your mic volume somehow?
I think it's already as high
Oh,
as.
that's
No,
good.
it's much louder now.
Let me. Oh, it's because I moved
That's it.
closer.
Yeah, you just have to lean forward for the rest of the session.
That's fine.
Wizard, when we first met on that billboard, you said something about telekinesis. Was that a real thing or just a brag?
I'm ashamed to admit that it was merely a brag. I do have means of doing that, but the actual levitation spell is.
Our
one
old
that my
friend
master
used to
never
be able
saw.
to do that.
Sure, but do you think you could grab one of those rings without getting too close to it?
Yes, I could do that.
Maybe we should grab the white ring. Primary colours. I shrug. We're far away.
I agree with Tilly. My question is, what is the purpose of triggering said thing? Is it because we cannot go any further?
Maybe another puzzle to get further onwards, you know, into the king's secret chamber.
It
Well-
does
We
make
could
sense.
all take one ring, I guess. That's also an option.
That is true.
These
Yeah.
paths down here may lead somewhere.
Check them out.
They
maybe.
may, but the puzzle does intrigue me. Perhaps we shall progress as Tilly and yourself have suggested.
Well, what do I see down this corridor, Neil? Nothing, because I'm not in the light.
Yep.
Okay. Well, what do you want to do? Take one ring each?
Or I can take the white ring through magical means.
Or you could just walk right past the giant bone snake.
Hey, maybe we should look around for clues. Like maybe there's another like piece of clue somewhere, like the last one. You know. Like,
All right.
If you
All right,
pass
that's
here, don't be
When we head in right or left, see what's down there before we come back.
not a very good poet. Yeah, okay. Take a
Sure.
wee gander down here.
This way then.
You continue to crawl through the dungeon. The air back here is stale. Very stale. There's kind of a dampness to it as well.
It's all dead end up here.
I don't know, man. Is it?
It looks like it. This wall looks like if it was Zelda, I could blow it up with a bomb.
There's no bomb on your character sheet, though, is there?
No.
Damn it.
All
I'll
right.
find it later. Right after the grappling hook.
Yeah.
Alright, let's head up north and see if there's any clues around here.
Yeah.
Clue hunting.
Looking for clues.
Come on, gang. Let's find a clue.
No clues here.
Out here.
Clues.
A lot of stairs though, and a lot of columns.
That looks like a tomb over there on the right, yeah.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, so, oh, me oh my.
Hey, this looks like a big one.
That looks like a big tomb. Tomb fit for a king, maybe.
Maybe.
Can we smash the tomb?
Tilly, what is wrong with you? This is our ancestors'
Well-
tomb right here.
It doesn't look very kingly, though.
We have to pray before we smash it open, Tilly, come on.
God, just regular open it, guys. You don't need to
Yeah, yeah.
destroy it. It's just...
Tilly,
I like to
give
smash.
me a hand.
Okay,
I-
nice.
It's just
I'm going
very
to push the lid off if you'll give me a hand, Tilly.
Sure.
All right, the lid slides off with a as it hits the ground, and inside is a body, an old, desiccated, mummified body. On it, there are many things. There are 5 gold rings. There's a ruby ring, an emerald ring. There's a death mask put over the face that's all fancy. And there's like a big bag of coins. And then there's like some kingly type clothes that it's wearing. You know, it's got some trousers and a shirt and a cloak around it and that sort of stuff.
So it looks male, the death mask.
Yes, it is definitely a masculine figure.
And you said kingly clothing.
He did say
Kingly
kingly clothing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It seems too easy. What if we just take stuff and then that thing back there like does a thing, you know? And then we're trapped all the way up here with no way out.
So do the rings that are on him have anything to do with the other rings?
Why don't we check the other way and then come back here?
Right. Yeah, good idea.
Okay.
Probably leads back.
Shall we take the stuff from the body?
No, I suggest we don't
No.
touch nothing yet, Tilly. These old kings, they're pretty crazy, you know.
Yeah. Some kings can be
Yeah.
greedier than dwarves.
These guys have got puzzles, and I feel like we just walk past one without doing it, you know?
Doesn't-
It does give me a sense of incompletion.
Yes.
Foreboding. It's got to be
You might-
another trap somewhere, you know? So, let's not take the rings of power, and let's go. Oh, I'm on my own. I forgot to move. I'm scared and alone.
Did the magistrate say why the last group didn't go into the tomb?
She said a lot of things.
She did say a lot of things. Doesn't seem that dangerous.
Well, I
believe she
didn't
did
get
make
struck
mention
by
of-
lightning.
She did make mention of traps, I believe.
We didn't come across any traps until we were locked inside one.
Funny how that works, eh?
Alright,
See if we can figure this thingy out.
let's keep going up.
I hate puzzles.
Brindlebar Brew,
Aye, yeah.
I believe our companions are exploring further.
Oh, which way to go? North or south?
We came from the south.
Game on the south, so going up north.
I think I screwed up Tilly's lighting. You don't. Do you have a torch lit, Tilly?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
I've got a torch, Neil.
Yeah.
I'll light one if I get on my own.
I
Yeah.
have one.
Yeah, let's do that because I accidentally gave Tilly like a 60-foot torch instead of just a 60-foot infravision. My mistake.
So this leads back to the same place.
Yeah.
So I say back to the rings with the skeleton thing first of all.
Okay. Yeah.
Very well. We have not
There we
found a clue to divine this event.
Much better.
So I think that perhaps Tilly's idea is the one that we shall go with.
Take one each. I don't know about that. It seems a little bit like if the guy who created it wanted to come here on his own, he wouldn't be able to pass.
I was referring more to the her beautiful intuition on the primary colours and white being the exception.
Well, do we even need to take one? Can we not just walk past it? Where does it even go? What's behind there? It looks dead. I cautiously put a foot on the step.
What I'm thinking is, these old tombs used to have guardians to them and all that. That looks like a guardian of a tomb. If I was a king, I'd want something big defending my corpse to stop, Tilly smashing open my tomb as soon as she got straight.
I agree.
Right.
Going
You're not
in there
wrong.
with a barge hammer. Yeah, this let's try and figure this thing out first, because
What
I've
happens if I
had
try and mash
I've had
it?
enough friends die.
So does anything happen when I put a foot on the first step?
No. Not the first step.
Shall I keep going, or do we want to try and take one of the rings? But it's just a shot in the dark if we grab one.
I think it is clear that there is some pattern to be discerned here to avoid something from happening. So therefore we must see the pattern. And Tilly has suggested the only pattern that would make any sense.
Okay. So grab it. You can do it from a distance, right?
That is correct. Let's back up, everyone. Stay safe.
Yeah, the exits. Oh.
All right, and then I will cast Mage Hand and pick up the ring.
Okay. Your
Yeah,
mage hand. Oh, go ahead.
I may have to see the object to be able to do it, in which case I'll need a boost.
Yeah. Okay.
As undignified as that might be.
Who needs a boost now, eh? Not me.
Your mage hand hovers out towards the thing, grabs the white ring, and as it begins to lift off and pull back towards you, you see the giant bone snake thing before you begin to shudder, and like cracks appear on it, and like a shower of plaster that surrounds the bones tumbles to the ground as the monster springs to life.
I really wish it was
Ooh.
taking the rings from
Does
the.
this mean I get some kind of surprise attack, or do we roll initiative first?
I think we roll initiative. I think they were all pretty ready for something like this to go
What a
down.
shame.
That's the last time I listened to a dwarf.
That was not my idea, mate. That was your bloody idea.
Not you, the other one.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what did I do?
What did she
I
do?
didn't tell you to pick it up.
She
We
was
haven't got
just
time.
gonna smash
She's
the
the one who
tubes.
said about the... Doesn't matter. Get behind me, wizard. I step forward. Foul beast! I will strike you down and send you back to where you came.
Oh, here we go.
Trying to find initiative.
It's giving me vibes of the boat, Tilly. Ooh. Cavey has a higher dex score. than me.
Neil, how do I do the initiative?
Click on your token, go
Yeah.
into your character sheet, and click the text that says initiative.
Oh,
Where is it? I'm looking for it and I can't find it.
guess it's 4. Come on.
Can't find the text that says initiative?
No.
It is in between armor class and speed, just above your hit points. Just below the -1.
Oh, I found it, sorry.
You can get it to in the settings. If you click onto the add X tiebreaker to initiative, you can make it so like it resolves the person automatically.
Right. Did you say Cavius has the higher dex? Or
Yes.
Grindelver
He
has the
does,
higher
yeah.
dex?
I've got a
Okay,
-1. He's got a 2. See.
Wonderful.
He's a dwarf.
I'm
Oh,
a
it's
slow goer. I'm an old
Is
man.
4 bad?
4 is bad, yeah. In a 5th edition, higher is better.
Damn it.
So, whoops, shit, no, Cavius. The Bone Naga is the first one to go.
Ah, fantastic.
23, jeez. Okay.
Ugh. The Bone Naga goes ahead and... Let's see, is there room to step over to the left here? Koibu?
Yeah, it's a big snaky thing. You can wrap around that pillar, no problem.
Alright, it wraps around the corner over here, and then its bony mouth utters something. As a lightning bolt appears from its hand and pierces in this direction. I'll go ahead and draw it.
Uh-oh.
Whoosh. Whoops, that's a square.
Oh, square lightning bolts.
Let's see. Whoops, not like that either. All right, the thing that we're looking at here. Freehand is definitely the way to go.
Wow.
That's a terrible lightning bolt.
Oh my god.
Here we go. All right, that's good, right?
Wait,
Hang on. Your lightning bolt curves there.
That curves around time and space. Look at it.
All right, well, it casts a lightning bolt piercing through the three of you. And
Each
there we
creature in
go.
line must make a dexterity saving throw. So Omari, Kavias, and Tilly dex saves, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wonderful, Kavias. Not so great there, Omari.
Mm-hmm.
Tilly.
where is this? Oh, I found dexterity.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh god, that's terrible.
I thought I couldn't roll ones. Well, apparently.
No, you rolled a 2, but -1 because your dex is so bad.
A dirty one. Yep.
Oh, how sad.
All right, well, those of you who saved, which is just which one saved?
Kavias.
Kavias. We'll take half of 27, so that would be 14. Is it round down or up?
Rounds down.
All right, so 13, and then the rest of you take 27.
All right, well, I'm dead. Good game.
Holy crap. Are you down already?
Yeah.
Well, should have passed that dex save, buddy.
Yep.
Kavias, you take half damage. So you take 14.
Did
Well,
it
then-
seem to interact with the ring on this pedestal?
Nah, totally ignored it.
Okay.
So it looks
How
like
much damage am I taking?
you took 27.
Whoa.
So it looks like Tilly's at 1,
Holy-
Kavias is at 3, Grindlebrew is
I'm
at
fine.
full,
Yeah.
and
Why
Omari
did we decide
is...
to attack this snake thing again? This was a bad plan.
Yeah.
Kavias, it is your turn.
Yeah, this seems like a good position to be in. Hang on, sorry. Let me just have a look at my spells since I saw
Please.
this character about 5 minutes before we started.
Oh, there we go. That's a real line.
All right, so I'm going to cast. Let's see. Interesting.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
All right, your AC is 13 plus your Dex mod, which brings it to 15, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
By the way, Kavias, rounded down means you take 13, not 14.
That was my mistake. I deleted his HP. All right, and is that it for your movement, Kavias?
Yes.
All right, Grindlebrew the Grouch, as the healthiest person in the party, mentally and physically.
Well, not mentally, emotionally damaged. Does this thing look undead to me? I mean, like it's just come to life, right?
Yeah, it's definitely come to some sort of undead life. I mean, it's a bone snake, right? Like,
Right. You don't see these things, every day.
yeah.
Let's see. So I'm gonna try and get it off our back for a wee bit. I'm within 30 feet of it, correct? Yeah. So let's try and turn undead before I heal anyone. So as an action, I present my holy symbol, which is my wedding ring, and speak a prayer. I must make a wisdom saving throw to DC, of which is 13.
All right, DC 13 Wisdom saving throw for the Bone Naga.
All right. Ooh, that's no good.
Ooh, oh man, I got a hard counter list. So if it fails a saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. A turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can only use the dash action, or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action.
All right. So for 10 rounds,
10 rounds,
this thing is terrified and fleeing from you.
Nice.
Opie.
Okay.
All right, it's scared, guys. I show it the wedding ring. It looks on in horror. Me too, mate. Me too. And that is my action. And it's so I can bonus action do a healing word, right? Yeah, it's a bonus. So, who's down? Amari?
Yep.
Amari's down, so I'll bonus action. Give the old healing words. And get an extra 3 onto this as well. So you heal for 9.
Nice.
Get
Right.
back up, cleric, paladin. Dwarf is saving us again.
Tilly, at 1 HP.
I have 1 HP, so I don't know what the range of this bone naga is, but I'm gonna
So-
move back.
Yeah, I'd say don't hit it. If we hit it, it stops being scared.
I guess I can just stay here for the moment, or maybe I'll move a little behind Grendelbrew, just because I got 1 hit point.
Don't let him tell you what to do.
That's
You've got a very strong hammer.
It's a good hit point. There might only be one of them, but it's really good.
Don't listen to those voices in your head, Billy.
I'm not listening. Not unless I forget a heal, I'll maybe go hit it. I'm not hitting it now. Isn't it scared for like 10 rounds?
For 10 rounds, yeah.
Then I'm good staying out for 1.
All right. Omari, it's your turn. You find
All right.
yourself prone on the ground.
I cast Lay on Hands on myself.
How much do you restore?
15.
Ooh, that's pretty much all of your lay on hands, isn't it?
That's all of it. Yeah.
Alrighty. Any movement for you?
Yeah, I'll take a step back and I say, how long is this thing out for?
Another 30 seconds or so, a bit longer maybe. You got time to mess around with the rings.
Maybe we should prepare our spells to kill the thing.
Right, oh, yeah, sure. I'm ready.
Right.
It is the
Split.
Bone Naga's turn, but it can only run, dash away, or dodge.
Yes, is that where you wanted to be, Omari? Okay. The Bone Nog is coming straight at you! As it quickly turns around and walks... Well, it squeezes down this corridor. Would you like to take your attack of opportunity, Omari?
No.
Oh, alright. It runs past you!
Not debated.
And disappears into darkness as you hear the steps as it retreats.
Should we try and
Sorry.
back it into a corner and prepare and fight it? I have some spells that can aid us.
We need to heal up that thing's undead, so use any undead stuff we got against it.
Alright, let's heal our wounded.
It's a little faster than us. I'm not sure
All right.
how we back it in.
Yeah, next time we should split up as well.
Kabias, it's your turn.
Guys, do we want to face here where we can take it in from range before it attacks us, or are we going after it? And that would probably be my 3 seconds.
I'd say stay here and rest up for a minute.
Let's wait for it to come back, maybe. Okay.
I point
Yeah.
at the rings. Grenobrew thinks they're linked somehow.
Before you guys take your turn, though, I want to make sure that I'm reading the turn undead thing correctly. I must flee as far away as possible, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Yeah.
Can I move towards you in between?
You can't get
No.
closer than within 30 feet.
Let me put it there for you.
It can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet. Alright, then correction. It cowers on the top of the steps over there.
Okay, cool.
So it's still right in front of you.
Alright. So why don't we just take a turn to cast to heal up and cast a couple of
so
blows?
we got 6 second combat rounds here. So if you guys are gonna just talk, we're gonna go through that 1 minute very quickly. So give me actions rather than words. And it's Grindelbrew's turn.
I will. Tilly's still wounded, correct?
Yes.
Very.
So I will use my other channel divinity to preserve life, and I will give. I'll give 10 to Tilly, 5 to Gervais, because you both are wounded.
Nice.
10 healing hit points, and 3 to you.
Lovely.
Oh, sorry, 5 to you. Obviously.
So-
And
so
that's
what's
my action, and then I would bone. No, I wouldn't bonus action. Yep.
Sorry, how much did you heal me for?
5. Sorry, mate. Yeah.
5. Thank you.
Come with me, surround it. We'll all strike at once.
Okay, I'll move up towards it.
Alright, and then I want to cast Bless on my turn.
All right. Well, let's keep everything in the initiative order. So stop moving
Okay.
around, Amari. This isn't second edition.
Sorry.
Tilly, it's your turn after Grindelbrew does whatever. Did you have any movement, Grindel?
Yes, I will move up towards it as per the suggestion. I'll probably move up to this pillar here.
Lovely.
It's
All
my
right.
turn. I can move.
Yep.
I will maybe move up to about here. Can I attack the Onaga with my
No.
hang on, what is it called? The crossbow, I think. Oh, light crossbow.
Yeah, totally.
Don't do that.
Are you sure? Like, does attacking it like break the running away part?
Right, yeah. I think Grindleberg would have shouted something like, "It's only until you don't hit it. Only until you hit
I
it."
won't hit it then. It's fine.
All right.
Do you have
Now-
any other ideas of what I should?
Well, yeah, you can't. We're in the middle of combat, so you're gonna have to be acting on your own because we got like 6-second rounds.
No, she can
so-
absolutely ask that. So that's an
It's-
open question.
Yeah, but you can't like wait for an answer because everything has to
Yeah,
happen in 6
sorry.
seconds.
You
Next
do have
So-
quite a few rounds.
Omari.
So I walk up to here to get to its flank. In fact, I'll take one more step so there's space for Grindlebrew next to me, and then I'll cast Bless on Omari, Grindlebrew, and Tilly.
Okay. I
Uh,
will give you little markers to signify that you've been blessed. Wonderful. And then we go to the next round. The Bone Naga can pretty much only dodge. How
Yeah,
exciting.
it dodges. It cowers in front of you, Grindlebrew.
Kavias.
Jeff, you muted.
Yep. So I will ready an action to cast a spell when the call to attack is made.
Okay. And Grindlebrew.
I will spiritual weapon up, seeing as we're getting ready to go. Second level, I won't attack, but I'll summon the spiritual weapon. And I will bonus action healing. Actually, no. So I'll just do that. I'll move in towards it here. It's right in front of me, and summon my spiritual weapon after getting ready to all strike at the same time. I say, after it moves, we all go.
I suggest we don't all stand in a straight line like last time, and then we
Agreed.
get hit by the same
Yes.
one.
All right.
If you hold, I can web it.
Tilly, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna try and move into a position that's not gonna maybe like here or something.
Okay. Lovely. Omari.
all right, are we ready? Is everyone ready?
If you hold, I can web it.
Hold.
Okay, hold. I am
All
ready
right.
an action to attack.
Next round, Bone Naga.
Well, I
Cowers.
mean, it doesn't do anything. It's keeping the same action.
Kavias, it's your turn.
Go.
Alright, so I cast web, and I will anchor it to the pillar here, and to the wall, say here.
Okay. You conjure mass of sticky opponent range, fill a 20-foot cube, webs are difficult terrain. So a 20-foot cube is actually pretty big, right? It's 20 feet on a side. So I want you to draw me the 20-foot cube that you put it on.
Can I back it up against the wall, or does it have to cover 20 foot?
Sure, but it still has to cover 20 feet. Like, you can't make it less than 20 feet on a side.
In other words, for example,
So you
Would
could
I
do
have-
this. This is great.
yeah, that's a fantastic idea, isn't it? No, I think I would refrain from doing that. Can I do it from here, but have it going up the walls?
It does say cube, not just like 1,600 square feet.
So, like if I was to cast it there, it would just naturally spill out over to the
Yeah.
right. Okay. All right. Well, I cancel that. Instead, I'm going to cast grease on it instead.
Okay. Okay, you cast grease. Can you throw it in there? Slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square. Please draw it. Centered on a point within range and turns into difficult terrain for the duration. When the grease appears, each creature standing in the area must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. A creature that enters the area or ends its turn there must also succeed on a dex saving throw. So the Bone Naga must make a dex saving throw or fall to the ground.
It attempts to stay on its feet. Does a 12 pass?
Probably not.
I don't think so. I think it's 13.
Hang on, this can't be right. It says my DC is 12. Neil, what have you done to me?
No, it should be...
It should be 8 plus proficiency plus your intelligence modifier, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it's so 10, so 12.
Which
no,
would
12.
be 12. So that saves.
15 intelligence. No, it doesn't. I'll use a portent roll.
Are you not a human? Shouldn't you get +1 to every stat?
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to give you +1 to 2 stats with your human variant. Oh, that's why it's missing. That's why it's only... Yeah, go ahead and give yourself +1 to 2 different stats.
Okay.
My mistake. I
Okay.
made the character in a rush.
What was that 2E joke again, Neil?
Alright, well, that Naga trips on your grease then and falls onto the floor with a big bone-shattering clamor.
Alright, that triggers our onslaught, right?
I guess you guys didn't specify, but this seems like as good a time for everyone to unleash your ready to action. So, everybody make ready to attacks against the Naga. It's on the ground, so it's dodging. So it's advantage and disadvantage cancel. So the regular attacks against the Bone Naga.
I'm guessing that my action was to cast Grease. That's the trigger.
Correct.
That's right. Yep.
And you can add +D4 if you've got Bless.
Right.
Great shout.
So that's 19 plus D4 to hit. That's 9 plus D4 to hit.
Shit.
Beautiful, Nick. You roll a 10 and you miss.
Got an 18.
Ooh, that's definitely a hit. And Tilly, last but not least, with that crossbow. Ooh.
I was going to use the ball from here.
Oh, if you're going to maul it, that's fine too. Whatever you want. The maul's definitely a hit. That's 4 force points of damage from Grindelbrew's spiritual weapon.
Weapon, yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful. And, oh my god, Tilly just wrecks it.
Oh, get him.
Ouch.
Okay. Turn Undead is over now. Grindelbrew, it's your turn.
Goody. Bonus action, spiritual weapon. Oh, that's a natural one.
No good.
Completely shank it on the spiritual weapon, but sacred flame. In fact, no. In fact, my warhammer is probably going to be more useful here, so I'm just going to whack it one with a warhammer. For a 14.
Ooh, plus your D4 from
Plus
Bless.
D4, you're right. Yeah. Plus OP, 15.
That's all you need.
For 6 bludgeoning points of damage.
Wonderful.
Thank goodness for the bless. It guided you in the right direction.
Praise be to my paladin friend.
Tilly. You're the big
Okay.
damage dealer here.
Wait, what?
You're the big damage dealer here. Sorry.
Your move again as you readied the last one.
Yeah.
Oh, so I get another go already?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Hang on.
Oh my god, that is another hit.
Ooh.
And can I use my, action surge to get another hit into?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Um,
Oh my god, another 13 damage. You're so
is my
strong.
action- Do I have to press on action surge? Or
No,
just-
you're good. Just make another attack.
Oh, that one's not so good.
Not so good. Even with the D4 from Bless, it's not going to help. It's miss.
Hmm.
And next up is Omari.
Alright. Is it still dodging?
Yep. But it's prone, so no
20.
advantage, no disadvantage. That'll hit.
Alright, and then I want to use Divine Smite.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I think we set this up wrong, Neil, so I'm just going to roll my Greatsword and then roll 2d8 on top, okay?
Sure. Click the text of Greatsword to roll the damage. Like in the chat window.
Oh,
Like between the 14 and the 8. There you go.
okay, and then 2d8 on top of that.
Sure.
6, 15.
15 points.
So
oh
6.
god.
6 radiant and 9 slashing.
Got it.
It is not weak to radiant or slashing.
Okay.
We roll to the next round, and the Bone Naga finally gets a turn.
Okay, well. It's gonna go ahead and, as its likely final action, kind of rotate to a position where the hand is positioned right on the top left over here, as it uses another lightning bolt to pierce through Amargi on Tilly and then hits the wall at the end. Go and roll a dex saving throw.
Ooh.
23 damage if you do not save.
Oh, Amari. You're at 1, buddy.
It's alright. It's not even close.
Ah,
Man's not hot.
Ooh, Tilly is down to 0, unconscious on the ground. Cavias.
Alright, I will firebolt this thing.
nice.
That'll hit. For 3 points of damage. Well done.
And then
Grindelbrew. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, you can keep on going, I'm just gonna move.
Grindelbrew.
Bonus.
Did you hit
action.
that -3 on that one, Neil? Or
No, I didn't touch it.
okay, got it.
Bonus action, spiritual weapon for 12 plus my D4, right on my blast.
Yep. There
16.
you go. You hit home.
4. If it'll roll my damage, doesn't want to roll it. Oh, second level, that's why. 8 force damage.
The Bone Naga crumbles. It falls to pieces, scattering its skeletal remains across the floor.
Good job, Will. Good
Whew.
job.
I sheathe my sword. Perhaps we should take a rest.
Perhaps we should wake up Tilly, she's dead.
Yeah,
Actually,
that would be nice.
I'll drop a cure wounds onto Tilly for my action.
Okay.
For level 1, for 9, plus 3, so 12.
Wonderful.
nice. So I'm not unconscious anymore?
Nope. You're at 12 HP, and I think we're going into our last break right here. Right? Jeff?
All right, let's go ahead and hit that break. We'll see you guys right after.
Well, we're back here. The Bone Naga is bones on the ground. Unfortunately, I can't make it look like that, but just turn it around so you know it's dead.
Sure. So I slump down onto one knee and say, perhaps we should break for a moment.
Hey, let's take a wee rest.
A wee
I
rest.
agree. You dwarves, you were amazing.
It's a bit over.
Oh, yes,
generous.
we were. What we tell you, we were the best.
Grindelbrew, your god saved us. Who's your god?
Let's take a rest, shall we? Yeah, no, yeah.
All right. You guys
So-
have a little bit of a rest. And during this rest, I want to check in with some of our players here. We're going to start with Tilly. Your last group of adventurers that you met, you got along pretty well with most of them, and then they all died.
Yeah.
And you've just met these new folks. How are you feeling about these people?
Well, it could be worse. That's the most positive thing I can say. It's fine. I can cheat people out. If he says any more dwarfish things, I might get a smack around the head though.
Yeah.
Out of him.
All right. And next person to check in with here is Cavias. You don't seem to share the same animosity towards dwarves that your companion does, but there seems to be a little bit going on here. What's the deal?
No. It's just that he is ultimately, more intelligent than everyone else. It's as simple as that.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else is just, well, inferior.
Wonderful. Great. Grindlebrew. Man, you've been
Hey.
having a hard time with these folks. What's going on?
Well, I have been having a hard time, but I'm coming round to them after that recent bout of praise. So I still believe that we can make it through, and I can carry the team to victory. Or if they die, then me and Tilly can hopefully run away fast enough again.
So there's still hope in your heart.
There's always hope for Grindlebrew.
You realize you're dwarves, so you can't run very fast.
No, I can't.
We just need to run faster than you. So.
That's right.
All right.
Chip you up
And,
the way.
Omari, you have not really ingratiated yourselves to anybody in the party.
No,
Is this a comfortable position for the paladin to be in?
it's not really. I don't really like dwarves in general, and that's just a learned trait. It's not racism. It's just dwarves generally tend to be obnoxious. And Omari, as a paladin of the god of war, respects hand-to-hand combat, sword on sword, not mages and spellcasting. And honestly, it's a little bit uncomfortable hanging around with this mage acting all snooty and better than everyone. And every time he casts a spell, I feel the urge to just draw my dagger and stab him in the throat. So it's costing me a little to sort of not do that. Luckily, the bone nudge was a little bit more intimidating at the time.
All right. Well, you guys have your short rest, which I think is spent mostly in silence. Maybe Grindlebrew and Tilly hanging out and chatting, but otherwise, cold. Cold is the grave.
We can roll some hit die, right, to recover health?
Yes, you can roll your hit die. Just click on the hit die button on your character sheet, and it'll roll for you automatically.
By the way, Nick, I think your antagonism versus dwarves is carrying over from Malachi.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, bad rolls.
Bad rolls. Maybe if you'd been nicer to the cleric in the party.
Maybe.
All
I feel
right.
like I've been nicest to him.
So let's head back to the tomb, I guess. Do you want to take these rings before we go?
I suppose we might as well.
All right. Who wants what ring?
I can perhaps identify those rings if you would like.
If you can.
Yeah, no, I've already got. I've had enough rings in my life, thanks.
All right, I will cast Identify. Can I do that as a ritual?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. I will do that then. I guess while we're taking a short rest, if that's possible.
Sure. Yeah. You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn the properties and how to use it, whether it requires attunement, yada, yada, yada. Great. They are rings of protection from fire, cold, lightning, and poison.
I'll take lightning though. Now you mention it.
I'll take the fire.
I guess I can do one more ring. Yeah.
So please add to your character sheets whatever rings you take.
And Neil, the head.
I
I
can
was
just take whatever's left. I don't care.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not fast. So I'll take the cold one then.
All right. So.
Actually, sorry, you have a natural resistance to poison anyways, so I'll take poison.
All right, so Kavias gets poison, Grindlebrew takes lightning, Omari gets fire, which means Tilly gets cold.
Okay.
Okay, please add those to your character sheets.
How big is
and
the skull on the Naga?
Bigger than your skull.
Are we just popping it under equipment?
Yeah.
Because no one asked, but I've got 2 charred skulls hanging from my belt. But this one's too big to hang from my belt, right?
It's way too big to hang from your belt.
Okay.
Maybe you could take a 2 for a finger or something.
Where are we adding this to the our character sheet? Is it under equipment?
Yeah, just under equipment.
So while we take the short rest, I want to decapitate the skull from the Naga and place it on this little dais here.
There,
And then-
I've added it to your sheet. You placed it on the dais?
Yeah, and then I want to take apart one of my torches, cover it and stuff, and then set it on fire. And then I spend 10 minutes sort of speaking out a bit of a ritual before leaving it.
What does the ritual say?
Just about cursing mages and spellcasters and how it's dishonorable, and honoring Tempest for allowing my sword to overcome this filthy spellcaster.
How do the two spellcasters in the party feel about this, pretty hateful speech?
Divine magic's all right if they were to ask, but
Okay.
Love is the only way, my friend. Love is the only way.
Excellent. I'd like to think your god blesses you for that, and you can gain an inspiration for your ritual.
yeah, thank you.
I'm not particularly fussed. It just solidifies my opinion of those of the martial races.
Mhm.
Well, I say we get a movie on and head over towards that tomb again.
Agreed.
Yes, that's
You
okay.
guys,
No more guard.
you make your way back to the tomb. I'll just bring you all over there
Thanks, Neil.
Oh, shit.
so you don't have to walk the hard way. Oh God, did I get them all? No, I didn't get them all. Oh shit, I lost one of you. Who did I lose?
It's so dark here.
Oh, there you are.
I'm dark and I'm alone.
Stop. There you go.
All right, this is what we came here for.
Right.
Has anyone got a sack?
Well, before we do, can I suggest that I perhaps detect to see if any of these items are magical?
I got a backpack.
Unless that is offensive to your beliefs, in which case you can feel free to do as you wish with them.
Just do what you've got to do.
Very well. It will take another 10 if you can hold out for that long.
All right. You cast detect magic on the area, and sure enough, that kingly cloak that he's wearing, that is radiating magic.
The cloak itself is magical. All the other objects are mundane.
Nope, just the cloak.
What's the school of magic?
I gotta go look that up because I don't know off the top of my head.
I mean, if it's not important, then that's good.
Well, she said she only wanted the body, right?
Right, she wanted the body of the king.
Has anyone got a sack or something we can put it in?
Like a body bag. I guess I got a sack on me.
All right, hold it open.
Can I open it up like a bin liner?
So I grab all of the coins and stuff off the body, Neil, just throw them onto the floor, and then I lift the body out.
I say I mutter a prayer. Oh, very holy stuff, what we're doing now, yeah.
It's a alteration cloak.
Alteration, okay. I will take the cloak if no one else objects.
Sure. You scrape the money off. You take the rings off the king's fingers, I take it?
Yep.
All right. And you're left with a mummified body dressed in clothes.
Which I carefully carry over to the sack and place inside as Grindlebrew holds it open.
Yep.
Do you have a sack that can fit a person in it?
Well, I figured we'd do little pieces of him.
No, well, ideally we'd keep him in one piece.
Well,
I think.
the bag is this big, mate. I thought you were gonna.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay, bear with me here.
Okay. Plan B.
Can we cut the sack open to leave it out and almost make like a stretcher? I've got like a medical kit, so maybe
a rope as well. We could rope him up and tie him and stretcher him out. Yeah.
Well, if we can stitch some fabrics together, we can use it as like a stretcher and carry him out.
Right.
Sure. I'm sure if you go outside, you could even find some branches to complete the stretcher thing.
There we go. Okay, let's do that then.
All right. So you head outside, you get some branches, you come back in, carefully avoiding the same traps on the way in and out. And now you have a stretcher for a king.
Great. Well,
So in that time, can I have cast identify on the cloak?
Sure. Yeah, it'll take him a while to make this thing. I'll just PM it to you privately. Yeah.
All right, now I've got to go look it up.
So you have everything that you need.
We got everything, guys. We done it.
So there's still two paths that we didn't follow, right? Right before the initial floor trap. So do we?
Lots of stairs, but
There was something off over.
Oh no, we did. Did we check? We checked left. We didn't check
Check
right.
left, but we didn't check right. So we should check right, shouldn't we?
Or
Alright,
we
let-
could just get out of here, this spooky tomb with the dead
Well,
body. That'd be good.
I mean, you might be right, but I'd hazard that it's worth the adventure to go and check it out. We can leave his body at the intersection.
Good idea.
Okay.
So let's head back that way then. Who's got the torch? Oh,
Yeah, I'll
that's
bring
a good
it.
idea.
All right, you guys make your way back through the dungeon, or
So
at least Amari
so-
does.
That's where the statue is.
Right. I'm just gonna try.
Where are we leaving this body?
I think just nearby the statue while we check out the path to the right.
Okay.
There's probably nothing there.
Well, worth checking over in case there's any last traps we haven't seen. That trigger on the way out of the king's body, you know?
I'm not going in the front somehow.
Someone's
Alright.
inside of me again. Oh, there we go.
All right, let's go.
All right. Y'all proceed down this way. When Brew, you're a wise man. You're keen to the things of the world.
Oh, yeah.
That wall directly in front of you is,
Just give me the eyes.
yeah, there's something off about that wall.
What are you looking at there, Grindlebrew?
Staring at the wall, just staring at this wall. That's really brilliant. Something wrong with this wall. I know stone.
Oh, yeah?
That's weird stone.
Show me.
I like, it's like that scene from Ghost. I like go behind him and like place his hands on the the stone. Like feel the stone. There you go.
You know what? He's not crazy. This stone feels a little loose. It feels like you could probably pull it out.
I am getting some strange feelings here.
Give it a tug. Come on.
All right. I give it a tug.
The stone slides right on out. In fact, a few of them kind of tumble after that one slides out, and there's a small opening. It's not very big at all. It would be probably difficult for you to squeeze through it in all of your heavy armor and everything, but one of the smaller creatures could easily make it in.
Wizard, we've got a job for you.
Resigned look in his eyes.
Yes,
I wanted to come this way.
Check it
what
out.
is it, Amari?
All right.
There's a small hole here.
Yeah, there's a little tunnel.
Why don't
And
we go down here and see where it's gonna go?
You crawl into the tunnel and come into this tiny little chamber with a single sarcophagus before you.
Oh, what?
How far did I travel? Like, can I yell back to everyone?
Yeah, you're like 15 feet into this tunnel.
Where has he gone?
It's a small room. There appears to be another sarcophagus thing in here.
Yeah, he's
Open-
back where I pinged. That's the tunnel that he went into.
Open it up, see if it's more kingly than the one we've already got.
I'll try. My 8 strength will attempt to open up the tomb.
Summon your strength, wizard.
It's not even problematic. As you brush the tomb off to get a good look at what this is, you notice there's some words written above the tomb.
Oh, what are those words?
It says,
Don't open it too.
"Here lies the king's favorite gastromancer, Shabelia. While her food was the best in the land, her failure to properly prepare stingfish resulted in his lordship's death. It was his dying wish that she be entombed with him so that she may continue to prepare him meals in the afterlife despite her failures. She is buried here to receive no honors nor glory. Shabelia, we do not forgive your sins."
Wow.
The sins of the soup. I told you guys, it was all in the soup.
You might have been on something after all.
Hey, dwarf, you like cooking, don't you?
Hey, like eating.
Yeah, here's your fate. I'm going to open the tomb up and see what gastro pleasures there are.
There is a body, a mummified body in here, along with 10 different books. They are entitled Gastromancy 1, spicing up your soup. Gastromancy 2, flavors of the arcane. Gastromancy 3, summoning your meat. Gastromancy 4, charming the stomach. Cooking for kings on a baron's budget. Toxic foods and how to prepare them. I can't believe it's not conjured. Farm to table, all food is prepared this way. Fairy cakes and brownies. And last but not least, Angels and Devils, a guide to otherworldly baking.
All right, I will collect up the books.
Well, this could be very useful, you know.
As you're picking up the books, you notice there's a few other things sitting in this tomb underneath them. There is a silver ladle with like a mahogany handle that's got some like jade for studs holding the handle to the ladle. There is a beautiful oak wooden stirring spoon that is in pristine condition that shouldn't be this way despite the ravages of time. And there is a mithril frying pan.
All right, I will assume that they are magical in some way, shape, or form. I will also collect them and put them into my backpack. And then I will retreat back out. Yep, and I will say, Grindelbrew, I believe that you like to cook a good soup.
I do, mate, yeah. A mean soup.
Well then, I have something which you might enjoy if you enjoy learning.
I do.
I'll show him these books, particularly the first one on the making soups.
I've got a multi-class. Gastromancer, okay. Great, thanks.
Yeah. And you know what? As you start looking through these books, like flipping through them, there are spells written in here. Spells specifically involved with the preparation of food.
My goodness, this is a gold mine. I can set up my own restaurant, just like I always wanted in my backstory. Yeah, this is great. Thanks. Oh, that one looks bad. Oh, that one's bugbear stew. Can't do all that, no. That's very offensive. Although Volda probably wouldn't mind.
It does sound pretty good.
I'd say we should get out of here before our luck runs out.
I'm guessing I'm unaware that there were spells in there.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you flip through them, you'll see spells in there, too.
Okay.
It's a bunch of books, yeah.
I'm going to keep the mithril frying pan, and I'll also give the other implements to our cook.
Sure. You'll figure this out fairly quickly, Grindelbrew, but you have a ladle of serving and a spoon of stirring.
That's awesome. Yes. Do they just automatically serve food and stir it?
No, the ladle of serving prevents anything from spilling out of the ladle while you're moving things from one to the other. So you dip it in and nothing drips until you pour it directly into the bowl. I know.
So you could always win the egg race.
Yeah. You'd be perfect. And the spoon of stirring, you just put it in a pot and it just stirs automatically, so you don't have to keep an eye on it.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And let's not be a king.
And the mithril frying pan?
It's just a mithril frying pan.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything up here, Neil?
There are lots of things up there, man. There's tombs, sarcophagi, pillars, staircases.
Given that we've looted the bodies of the dead already, I'll just open a random one here.
Sure. Let's hold on before anything else happens. All right, you slide it off and look inside, where you find absolutely nothing.
What, is there not even a body?
No, it's just an empty.
Grave robbers have got to it already, mate. Probably another quest where they wanted the body and got them out.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd say we've had some pretty good luck here so far. I'm thinking, get my ladle, get my spoon, and get out of here.
Yep, I don't disagree. Let's
leave. Tilly knows. Always follow Tilly. That's the rule.
All right, let's go. I grab one end of the stretcher and begin to.
I walk backwards the whole way, apparently.
You guys make it out of the tomb.
Right.
And eventually begin to make your way back to Ruin. Now, you guys have picked up a lot of items, including many, many magical items in this tomb here. How are you distributing them, or is that not a problem? Like you're all good.
Does anyone need a ladle or a spoon? Because that's what I got out of this. And some books.
No, you can keep it.
You can keep the ladle and the spoon. Wizard, what about that cloak? You keeping that?
I am happy to put that to a vote. I'm currently wearing it. It is a cloak of elven kind.
What does that mean?
Elves, don't trust them.
It was wrought by the elves to allow them to travel more secretly. Specifically,
I'm not a subtle man.
Specifically, while you wear this cloak with its hood up, wisdom perception checks made to see you at disadvantage, and you have advantage on dexterity stealth checks made to hide, as the cloak's color shifts to camouflage you. Pulling the hood up or down requires an action.
Well, one thing I know about dwarves is they don't like elves, and I'm not particularly fond of being hidden. So how about if you want to keep that cloak, and Grindlebrew, you want to keep those spoons or whatever, then me and Tilly can split the rest of the wealth.
Yeah.
To me, I've got a pension.
Things, right?
So maybe just before we leave, Neil, I'll go through all the gold that I pulled off the body and split it all in half.
Okay. We don't have to worry about all of these things. Each of the 5 gold rings is worth 10 GP. The ruby ring's worth 100. The emerald's worth 80. The death mask is worth 50. Then there's like 100 coins in the bag.
So what's that total to?
100 plus 100 plus 50 plus 80 plus 50 divided by 4. That's like 95 gold a person, but it's not all in liquid assets, you know?
Well, we're only splitting it between me and Tilly, so I mean, I'd do 2 and like split the rings in half, try and split the gems in half, and then compensate whatever can't be split in half with coins.
Sure.
Like 180.
Yeah, I have the ruby ring. Other than that, I don't have a preference for anything else.
Sure. You can have the ring, I'll take the gold.
Sure. If she takes the ruby ring, the emerald ring, and one of the gold rings, that is an even split down the middle.
I'll take the rest.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
I like rings.
So can you tell me what I've got, Neil?
You have 4 gold rings, a fancy death mask, and a bag of coins worth 100 GP.
Okay.
By the way, Omari, on the way back, do you tell me that there are spells in the book?
Do you mean Grindlebrew?
Yeah, I would tell you that it's just cooking spells,
You know, cooking spells.
Unseen servant, grease, comprehend languages.
Oh.
And a gold ring?
Gold, emerald, and ruby, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Perhaps, Omari, if I could have a moment to peruse through those, perhaps at another time.
Yeah.
You could take a look. You know what, mate? If you like cooking, we could set up a joint business together. A wee restaurant kind of deal.
I do not believe that my passions lie on cooking as such. I'd be happy to support you in return for the access to the books, so I can peruse them and perhaps use that to assist you.
We need to go to Cruella and get that body back. But yes, I agree. We'll set up a joint enterprise together. You can invest a few hundred gold pieces. I'll, set up the restaurant, run the, maybe Tilly can run front of house. Yeah. Maybe we could have Omari as a bouncer. Like somewhere where no one can see him. He doesn't have to meet people.
Well, for the moment, certainly access to those spell books or cooking books would be...
Sure thing. Let's go to Cruella, get the king's body to her if we haven't already, and there we go.
All right.
Sounds good.
You make your way back to Ruin proper, coming back happier than when you left, and I think with a little bit more party unity. I kind of feel like everyone almost became friends there at the end.
Yeah.
Almost. You make it all the way back to the city, and all the way back to the Great Hall with this stretcher between you. The guards see you coming back, and there's a light applause as you walk through the front gates of the Great Hall. One of the guards claps Grindelbrew on the shoulder. You done well. Good job.
Thank you. Yes, it was all me and Tilly, for the most part, who figured it out.
Well, good on you.
Yeah, thanks. We're starting a restaurant, you know.
What are you going to call it?
Oh, that's a good question. We need a name, guys.
How about the King's Feast?
Oh, I like that. The King's Feast.
Or Gastronomic Delights?
Both work for me. Or what could be based on gastromancy free? Summon your meat. We could call it Summoned Meat. Yeah. It's got a ring to it, you know. And
sure, man. Just let me know where it is, and I'll bring all the boys by after the lunch or for dinner after work.
Okay, great. We got to find Cruella and give her this body, you know.
Good luck. But I'm gonna need to take your weapons.
Do you have to?
Yes, we have to. It's for your safety as much as it is for hers.
I hand her my sword.
Yeah.
And
And the dagger, please. Thank you. And that frying pan, that could be a weapon. Hand that over. Yeah.
This ladle is perfectly legal.
I suppose so. You can keep the ladle and the spoon.
You wouldn't take an old man's spoon.
All right. You find Cruella sitting behind the same desk as before, a little bit tired. And then as you come in, her eyes light up. You've returned.
That was, yes, very surprised. We have returned, and we've returned with the body of the king.
Oh my God, you found the body of the king. Was it like, is it big? Is it small? Is it human? We all think it's a human body, but we don't really know. Is it human sized?
Kind of, yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's wonderful. Ooh, boy. Do you know how old it is? Have you been able to date it somehow?
No.
What information have you learned? Was there anything else in the tomb that was interesting?
How could I date?
How did you get past that trap? Because our first scout went in there and then got hit by a bunch of lightning bolts and died. So everyone else turned back. How did you get past that? Did you figure out when the tomb was made? Because the artwork on the floor was really weird. I mean, this whole island's come from a different place. We really don't know anything about it. So
here's the body. Why don't you have a conversation with him and get to know each other?
You have a speak with dead spell. Oh, I think we're going to be fast friends. You see, I was working with Zoras, priest of Helm before, but he seemed to have a bit of a personality problem with me. So I had him whipped in the town square, and now he's back doing his normal stuff. And now he's not going to do speak with dead with me, but it's okay because we have an understanding. You know, I had to give him the steel boot. She says, kind of raising her steel.
Yeah, I don't know. Speak.
Oh, you don't know a speak with dead? Oh God, I thought you were going to be such a great cleric and such a great help here.
Such a klutz. Anyway, we're starting a restaurant. Maybe you could. You wouldn't like it, actually. What am I talking about?
A restaurant? You're opening? I would be so happy. You know, we haven't had a new restaurant open here in a little while. There was let's see, you know the chain Big Ben's Brothel? Well, they opened an area over here, and it didn't work out too well because everyone thought it was like a regular brothel and not a soup store, and so it didn't work at all, and he had to close it down. But you know, it would be great to have another restaurant open. What are you going to call it?
I'm rethinking the whole restaurant business.
You shouldn't. We really could use some new food here. It's going to be fantastic. What is dwarven food like? I've never actually had any dwarven food. You know, I've always lived in human areas. I've had a little bit of halfling food here or there, mostly, you know, little snacky bits. Do dwarves have good snacks? Do you make good pastries, or are you not pastry people? Is that weird to say? Hey, Grindelbrew.
I'll be back later.
Where was that?
Body. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, the body. Wonderful. Don't make any soup out of that because we actually need the body to inspect it.
Maybe we should call it the Test of Silence.
Okay.
Where did you say that bridge was that your parents hung themselves?
Oh, back in my hometown. It's this little tiny. You probably never heard of it. It's this little tiny little village near a creek. It's beautiful. It's out near like an open plain.
Yeah, no, it sounds nice. I was thinking of paying it a
right on the
visit.
coast. Yeah, it's great.
Well, it's been nice working with you.
And we are exhausted after our endeavors.
Wonderful. But now there's still the issue of the hobgoblins that are keeping the gold mine under lock and key. You know, there was a group of people that went out after it and they never came back. So it would be great if the great people like you could go and free that gold mine so we can continue mine from it. And then maybe we can like build the economy up on this island. Maybe we can resettle it, you know?
Guys, you'll never guess what's just happened outside.
What's happened?
People here to see just the four of us and not you. So it's important business. It's family.
That's fine. I'm very busy, you know, and now that I've brought this body here, I'm going to be much more busy. So it's been wonderful working for you. What was your names again?
I guess we'll never see you again, so we'll see you. Bye.
Don't say that. I'll come by and patronize your store.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
I like drag them up.
Wow. So,
thank you.
That was scarier than the tomb.
yeah, I'd rather hang out with the Bone Larger than her.
You're telling me, right? Let's go hide somewhere for a while. I don't feel safe.
Well, when we first met, I believe you promised me a drink.
Hey, let's go down the tavern. And
Good
then
idea.
Plot the restaurant ideas all out in paper.
I knew we'd find something we could agree on.
You guys make your way to the Shamrock Saloon, and it's a lively little joint. And I also think that's about the end of our tale here, unless you got anything other details you want to work out.
I think we're good.
Job well done. Neil, I thought you promised us that the finale was going to result in the TTK.
I made no such promises to you, but you know, they didn't. Okay, so all of the different sarcophagus here had all sorts of good shit in it, and you only opened one.
Well, hold on. Let me grill them. Congratulations to the adventurers for getting about the bare minimum of treasure that you can get in this adventure.
Minimum, yeah. You know, there were some good traps. There was a life sap that would age you D10 years.
Wow.
There were toxic clouds, shocking things. There were all sorts of undead, and there was like buttloads of treasure everywhere.
Thanks for letting us
We'll
know.
go back there anytime, you know.
Yeah, we can just go back here.
Yeah.
Wasn't someone supposed to know that tombs have like treasure in them?
I thought I made it clear, but you know, I think they preserved they put their life above their wallet, which
I was there for friendship, and that's what I got.
Every campaign I played with you, Neil, there's the implication.
This is already such more of a success than our last one. So
That's true.
We're gonna take this.
Yeah,
it's
infinitely better.
okay.
Congratulations on your mediocre success.
Look, stop pooping on our success. Okay?
Look, you're just salty because your Bone Naga didn't get to do anything, Trump.
Yeah, man. In my game, I killed 2 players. Like this is easy. What is this?
You got
We didn't
happy
kill any
day.
of our teammates that I kind of wish that we had. So
We got 7 magic items. It's hardly a small haul.
And all of the books.
Yeah.
2 books. Isn't one of the other adventures with a library with books?
Yes, the wizardess, Colleen Pixiebottom. Yeah.
I'm up for doing anything that's not hobgoblins.
I'm sure she would love to. However, this is our grand finale. We've had a good run of it. We're either pausing or stopping here as Graveyard. It's been a good show. What are your thoughts on all these games that we've had? All the deaths, Neil.
It's been fun. It's been nice playing with a bunch of new players and watching them die. And it's been I don't know. I've really enjoyed the groups that we've had running through here, and I would gladly do it again.
Wait, this means that a DM has still never killed me. And I came into this campaign assuming I would die. I'm still alive.
You know, you both lucked out and your rations were too delicious, so 2 things there.
Oh well, you tried.
It's all right. We'll get you in shenanigans one of these days. We'll make sure to murder you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing the Evil DM. Thanks for creating all the excellent encounters, Neil. I think my favorite moment is when, like, way back in first or second week when the kobolds kept getting one up on the party. So that's wonderful.
It's pretty good. That was fun. Shall we do some shout outs for everyone else?
Sure. Congratulations to all of you for surviving at the end.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thanks for the invite.
Thanks for playing. You guys are great. It's a good group. It's a shame
Thank
this
you
is the
for
last
having
episode.
me. I had so much fun.
Do we get to do shout-outs now? What you
Yes,
said?
do it now.
All right. Well, if anyone enjoyed this and is sad that it's over, come and check out Frozen Frontier on Neil's channel, which is twitch.tv/Koibu. We play every Saturday.
Sunday.
Sunday. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Trail.
Beautiful stuff, Neil. And Nick, nice plug.
Thank you.
What's it been since the last campaign? Like 2 years?
It's
Year
been
and
a
a
while.
half.
It's been a year. Here in a few months. I think it was
Yeah.
like October where you guys died finally.
Yeah, I spent like 6 months a year being salty over my death, and now I'm just, resigned and burnt out. No, it's great to play again. Great to get back in the seat. So cheers, everyone, and cheers, chat, for jumping in.
Oh.
You can see us fumble our way through.
Mm-hmm. Will, want to give us some shout outs here?
Yeah, no, loved it. Loved the weeks that we were on. All of the adventures were a lot of fun. Enjoyed playing Grindle Brew, fatalist though he is, and really enjoyed playing with all different people here. So it's been an honor and a pleasure. So finishing this show and my own show, Learn by Play. So
Is
yeah,
your
actually-
other show also done?
it is for this season. Then we're back in the new year for a second one. So taking a break over Christmas, but tomorrow I'm actually doing a 12-hour D&D stream. So I mean, it never stops. So yeah, you can find me over on EncounterRP for loads of D&D stuff. I really appreciate the time spent by both DMs and all the players who are coming here, and everyone for coming out. It's been a lot of fun.
Fantastic. You'll have to let me know. Maybe I can be on your show sometime as well. And carry the torch and kill off more of your players.
I would love that.
Kelly, any final words from you?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to you guys for having me. I've never played 5th edition before, and this was really, really fun. So I hope to play more in the future if more people have me on their games and such. Yeah, have lots of fun. And if you want to see what I get up to, I mostly am a cosplayer. I do stream as well. My Twitter handle is above my head. You can find most things from there. So yeah.
Nice. As for myself, I just do a bunch of D&D stuff all the time on my channel. I have an upcoming Dungeons and Dragons and Divinity Original Sin 2 hybrid game that we're going to do for 3 episodes. It's going to use D&D RP mechanics mixed with Divinity Sin Original 2 gameplay and combat mechanics. We're going to get one of the developers from Divinity over there to work on it too. So that should be in January. In the meantime, I just have a bunch of D&D stuff all the time on my channel. Trump, what can they find on your channel?
Wow, that sounds high tech. Well, you can watch me play a bunch of Hearthstone and see if I can break the new Kobolds and Catacombs meta. Those of you who follow me will know that I am the PvE master, and I've destroyed many a Kobold.
The Dungeon Master.
Yes. All right, well, thank you for tuning in. Thanks to those of you who have watched so many of our shows. This draws an end to the Heroes Graveyard with a meager win for the heroes, but just know that the villains got their share of victories as well. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Yeah, no.